for Steve Art, Trekboy 89 for Steve Arts 89. So I'm sort of stuck on Axanar at the moment. I sort of was watching one of their live streams and updates, and I was just thinking about this, just pondering this, just wanted to sort of put this out there. What film would we have gotten? What would Axanar have been? Because I think it's gotten lost. The myth of Axanar is sort of overwhelmed the facts and reality. People say, Alec, other people, whatever, that the reason why CBS shut them down, allegedly, supposedly, was because they were doing a better job than Discovery when they hadn't actually produced anything. They'd promised a film that was supposedly going to be better than the production that, was Discovery at that time. But again, they didn't actually produce anything to prove that. They just promised that. But was this even a Star Trek film? Star Trek is about exploration. This is a war film about the Klingon War. Now, when Gene Roddenberry created Star Trek, he put the Klingon War, where the Federation and the Klingons tussled, in the past. And they got close to war a few times, but they never went to war because we had gotten past that. We had found a way to get around that. That was what Star Trek was, us moving forward, getting past things, leaving that stuff in the past. So what's his big idea? I'm going to go back, drag up the past, where we failed as humans by fighting the Klingons, and revel in that story, and call that a Star Trek film. It's not Star Trek. Star Trek is about exploration, going forward, growing, evolving, getting better. This is going backwards and reveling in war, because that's what these people understand. It's like, just today, people can't comprehend the idea of peace and a utopia and a better day, a better future. They just have to revel in the past and just validate their own shortcomings and issues as humans, and say, see, that's just humanity. We just can't help ourselves. So that's basically all he was going to do. So that would make sense that CBS did shut them down, because basically all they would have done was Discovery, which is basically just at war with the Klingons, but, in the original canon look of the original Star Trek series, which is what Discovery should have looked like. So all they were doing was offering us, like, a superficial dressing of the same fundamentally flawed story that isn't Star Trek. So what did we really miss out on by not getting Axanar? Really nothing. Just Discovery that looked like 60s Star Trek. And yet people are still convinced that it would have been the greatest Star Trek ever. I'm like, are these people... I think these people are the same sort of people who support you-know-who. The same people who believe all the lies, who have created their own mythology and their own superhero and their own Jesus Christ-like saviour out of someone, because that's the way they're promoting themselves and allowing that to happen. I think that's the kind of mentality people we're dealing with here with Axanar. People supporting Axanar and people wanting Axanar and believing Axanar is the greatest thing. And also the same people believing the Orville is Star Trek, and that now they're being sold the idea that they're going to do an Orville fan film, that the Axanar's going to do an Orville fan film. I think that's the sort of mentality of people we're dealing with, the sort of people who would support you-know-who and just believe lies and are just so unintelligent and so willing to hate and otherize, like CBS is now the bad guy, and they're the saviors, and they would have saved us. And if you just give us more money, we'll give you the solution to all your problems as a Star Trek fan. And that's the exact same grift that certain groups and certain politician uses. And I'm like, I think it's the same people falling for it. Yeah. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I think I kind of got sucked into this a little bit. I actually thought they were going to do a decent Star Trek film for a minute. I didn't really look at it, and now I'm looking at it, I'm like, it was never even a Star Trek film. It was a film about war. And they never even made any of it. They just promised it. And I did what a lot of people did. I imagined what my Axanar film would have looked like. And that's what I wanted them to do. So they got me for a minute. But there's other people that still got them, and they're still paying, and they're still believing, and they're still pushing it, and they're still, like, writing the most ridiculous messages. Like I was seeing the comments on the live thing, and they're like, oh, you're going to produce the best Star Trek ever. I'm like, I think I know who these people are. And they're all, to some extent, mentally ill or mentally deficient. And there's like a whole huge percentage of the American population that has these afflictions that have been, radicalized and monetized by certain groups. And Axanar is no different. Wow. I'm going to go. Bye.